Listen to me as I say. Listen to me as I slow it down. Dreams still yours if you want it. Enjoy the ride, 'cause those ups and those downs is what makes it worth it. Slow it down. Dreams still yours if you want it. Enjoy the ride, 'cause those ups and those downs is what makes it worth it. I never left a stone unturned.
By shopping at Aldi, you could save hundreds a year on groceries. No sales necessary, no coupons needed, just low prices on everything, every day. Now that's something worth celebrating. It's an Aldi thing.
All I wanted was to be
We gotta go.
all I wanted was to be 'cause those ups and those downs is what makes it What if I lost touch? What if I'll never get it right? I try to follow my heart, but I lost it somehow. Wish that someone could say it'll all be okay. Just listen to me as I say. Listen to me as I say. What makes it worth it? Slow it down. Dreams still yours if you want the ride. 'Cause those ups and those downs is what makes it worth it. it creeps up on me. Is this how it's supposed to feel? Tell me when it's over. I got someplace that I gotta be. It won't leave. My friends say, get out of your comfort zone. It's a blessing in disguise. Get out of what you call.
We've got new faces.
And of course, more opinions on the Pear Girls.
It's Monday, August 7th, and this is your Smart Doll News.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
It's Happy Manifesting Monday.
Yes.
It hasn't stuck yet.
Manifesting Monday,
Yeah,
yes.
I don't know. It's long. Welcome back to the Smart Doll News. We've got, we've been talking about the Pear Girl for weeks on end, and I think that just goes to show you how much consistent progress he is making and how focused he is.
Yeah, and he's very, very intent on it, and I think very proud of the progress that they're making on it.
Yeah, it sounds like their whole team is like really getting behind this.
Yeah,
which is great. And on the same realm, you all have been really getting behind us. In fact, we'd like to especially thank
our super smarties, a Redhead's Ramblings, W. Corden, and Cyril Simone.
Thank you so much for your super chats, super stickers, and super thanks. We also have our Discord subscribers,
our cheerleaders, Omini, Celestial Styles Alaska, and Queen Nova 201.
Our sponsors, Agarva, Bizbot, a Redhead's Rambling, Busy Bee, Tempest Strife, and W. Corden.
And our fabulous mascots, Angel Kitty, Baggins Lover, Geek Squeaks, and War Sheep.
Thank you all so much. Your support every single week, each month, it really means the world to us. We look forward to this day every week. So, let's talk some headlines. We've got a brand new release this past week.
Summertime Haruka, the blend of summer and Haruka.
So this is part of his, I believe, his goal to kind of reduce the number of molds that he had. I'd be interested to see how well she's selling, because, it's like, did he basically just get rid of two different dolls that people loved and bring a new one in? And like, is it really hitting with people who liked Haruka or Summer?
Well, I'm pretty sure she sold out in the first run. And so, Haruka, we always see people posting that they want Haruka.
Yeah.
Because she has, in the past has only come out for a short period of time, like once a year. And she's back.
Yeah. She's very cute. She's a little more soft and sweet in this version. Than the previous version of the Haruka.
Yeah, the original is a little more sassy.
Yeah,
I think just a tiny bit. Still very cute, but a little more sassy.
It's amazing what these subtle, tiny little differences in the face-ups do. She's very cute though, and I'm sure she'll be out some more. We haven't seen him do it yet, but watch out for the next round when Danny invites people to make requests for he has the Google survey, the Google Forms that he uses. He's still kind of going off of that list right now, it seems. Yeah. As well as, of course, people who manifest on Twitter.
Right, yeah. If you go on Twitter and you manifest something, sometimes he lets that go too.
Yeah, which usually involves making some cute, clever, like, picture of what you're looking for. Not necessarily, but entertaining Danny generally increases your odds. So we've got her. We had a couple other new-ish releases. Not releases, but updates.
Yeah, so we have Prowess in anime form. We have had her semi-real already, and now we're seeing her in the anime version. I like it.
She's very cute. And I know there are probably a good chunk of people who have been waiting, for the anime version.
She's very fierce looking.
Yeah. I love her. I love her smile. She reminds me, obviously of like Shiki has a similar sort of cat-like smile as well.
Yeah, even more so with that. She's got a much more defined mouth.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, very cool. And so that he said, if this looks good, so unless somebody comes out and says like, oh, they noticed something really weird about this, he's going to move forward with production. So she'll be coming down the pipeline. Production usually still means some time. Like, they have to actually do the electroplating, make the face masks and all that. So this is the master copy before it's sent out. Okay, so I think we had one more, and an anime to be exact. Transcendence anime.
So the paint masks are complete, but he says there is no ETA for her.
Yep, we don't have a time frame yet, but
she's cute.
Yes, she is very cute. I think for Transcendence, I'm leaning towards semi-real myself.
I like the anime version, but I mean, I've been watching a few vampire animes now and again recently, and so like I'm seeing this. I mean, like this, you could do what is it called? Call of the Night? Is that the name of that one that we've been watching?
Right. Yeah.
You could do her with this doll.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just like I haven't sort of latched on to the like cute vampire or cute horror aesthetic as much, and so the semi-real obviously aligns more with like vampire in my head. But she is very cute. And I'm sure she is going to make a lot of people very happy.
Yep.
Let's see. All right. Now we get to the first of the sort of character reveals. We don't have names yet.
Nope.
And she's actually similar, very similar to pictures we've seen before, but definitely a little bit more refined.
Yep. She's got she sure reminds me a little bit of Never Say Never.
A little bit. I love the shape of the eyes. They're really, really nice. And the I'm assuming we're a little bit wider in the head in general for the pear-shaped doll here. The
extra wave to that wig is awesome.
Yes. But I like what is happening with the eyes to adapting to the slightly larger face.
She looks very natural. I really like it.
He does say really key points here to call out a substantial lineup of Pear characters.
Which is great, because I think in the past he was like toying with like two different ones. He had like the more serious kind of sassy one, and then he had like a more of a cutesy anime looking face.
Yep.
And I thought that was gonna be like he was gonna pick a couple and go, this is it.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he is planning on releasing a chunk of different dolls with that body.
You're right. And what he's getting at here is because of that, they're going to have to do even more prototypes and need more candidates to whittle down to the ones that really work.
Right.
So we're going to actually see a number of these heads make it into the garage as prototypes. So that's going to be very cool.
Yep.
And the big note here is he's working on a chubby anime sculpt. So he's thinking about Chitose and Prowess specifically, which the anime, we do have a picture of what that's going to look like, at least currently. I think it's going to be very fun on the body. I wasn't sure, like, you know, there's a lot of realism to the Pear body.
Right. Right.
But how does that mesh with the anime style? Right.
But I mean, if you put her in clothes,
you really don't notice. Yeah. Very true.
Excuse me.
So, I mean, come on, Chitose, I cannot wait. Like,
Chubby Chi.
I think Chubby Chi may be my
your Pear girl?
My Pear girl, yeah. I think it's. I mean, it depends on what he does with her. With the face,
maybe Coco Chubby Chi.
Possibly. I don't know. I have to. Again, it's gonna be. I got, you know. It's how I have to reserve.
I mean, we know mine has got to be my mini me, whichever one, you know. So it's gonna be a semi-real.
Like yeah.
So yeah, yours will be the one that we're a little more flexible with in terms of what we get.
Right. And yeah, I mean, it's probably whoever we feels like the cutest and kind of speaks to us. Because you're gonna be leaning a little bit more on the severe is the word that's popping into my head, but you know, badass sort of, you know,
serious, sassy,
and,
yeah.
So I think on the cutesy end or the anime side is probably, you know, having a semi-real girl and an anime girl.
You want the character ingenue, and I want the leading lady.
Exactly.
Yes.
So he does say here a couple other things. All right, they're working on the shin molds. So we're not currently seeing below the thighs. Because they're not great. But they should be ready before the Japanese Obon holidays, which when I looked up, I was a little confused because I was seeing dates like the 15th of July, but there's also a similarly named holiday like in the middle of August. Okay. And I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. So in the next week or so. Where else do we have here? We are considering releasing pre-production versions for those eager to start developing apparel and accessories.
This will be a huge benefit for some of the shops that want to sew for this doll.
Yep. So hopefully all the clothing shops that are interested can create a collection, make a collection that's ready for the full launch. That'd be fantastic. And again, reminding cost, as we talked about last week, they're going to do their best to minimize the increase, but there's very definitely some increases that he's got to deal with. So I think that's essentially it. Oh, he did mention that they are really want to put these through a lot of field testing. So even though they're gonna be out, we're gonna have probably pretty good versions of them maybe by the end of the summer, we will probably see months of testing.
And the people that he gets these pre-production out to are gonna have to be people who understand that these are not final dolls. That what they're getting is basically the body size and everything. You're gonna be able to get your measurements and whatnot, but it's not gonna be a final production doll.
Yeah. Here again we see some side-by-side shots.
I love the red hair.
Yeah, it's really the wig on this, like you said, with the wave and everything is really well styled. Because they're flipping over. This hair is actually coming from this side.
I wonder if that's a wavy version of the PMSK. Because look how it's coming out from the wig cap.
Oh, yeah. Could be. Although, I think they sort of do that anyway I don't know. And, yeah, she is just, that is just fire.
Yep.
He is gonna run out of.
So now we're seeing her in Coco and T, which we haven't. Was our first good look at it.
We saw a couple before. This is body only.
mean, yeah, because he said the shins aren't done, so we're not seeing.
And
anything.
At this point, when this came out, he didn't have a character ready for either of those.
Yeah.
But thankfully, a few days later, we get the first Coco character, and this is a different face-up.
Very cute. Very similar to Beyond. Got Beyond feelings to it.
I love what he's doing with the eyebrows. Like, really doing a lot of interesting thing with like the sort of like hatching and stuff like that. But not just going through it, but actually making like, like a variety, like these are new eyebrows that we haven't seen from him. And again, love the shape, these sort of the kind of almond shape.
Yeah,
that he's doing.
Wider, more elongated eyes so that
Yeah.
it fills in that face. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, she is fantastic. Let's check for any new items or new info. At this point, and this is, this begins sort of the discussion for the week. There was some feedback about the use of the term chubby. And he basically just reassures everyone that, he only uses that word, in a sort of a cute, diminutive sort of.
I think you have to consider the source.
Yeah.
I think you have to look at where it's coming from. Yes, some people think of chubby as being demeaning. Not just you're calling me unattractive, but you're minimizing me a little bit.
Right.
But some people like it and think it's cute. It's just and it's a doll. I don't know if I would like it if somebody called me chubby, even though I can call myself that. But for a doll, a doll can be chubby, just like a cat can be chubby and a dog can be chubby, and
Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, it means something. Things can mean something different to everybody, but at some point, it gets to a point where like you literally just can't describe somebody. And when it's essentially they're his characters, like these are, for at least in the beginning until they come to you, they belong to him and his team. And I don't know. I mean, this is to me. I think chubby, chibi, like especially in the regards to the anime, But yeah, I don't know, if they did a semi-real over in that, it's like, how do you describe the difference between a future and is it because it's not pear-shaped future,
right?
For all we know, there will be different bodies in the future, so for the most part, I think most people look from the view of the chat real quick are on board with chubby as a descriptor.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with someone describing a doll as chubby. And you can have a chubby face and not be overweight. That's just. It doesn't necessarily mean anything other than there's extra fullness and roundness,
Yeah. And here we also see a mention of kind of the consistent sort of other side of the discussion, which is you're taking away from the normal dolls. Why, you're putting so much effort into representation, and none of those I want. So, why are you doing that? And again, and this is something that, Danny consistently has talked about and has to repeat a lot, which is their goal right now is to increase representation, to represent people who are not represented in the doll industry. And that's not to say that he doesn't make those other dolls.
Right. Right, but he's just like he's aware of what other manufacturers are selling, and what the empty spaces are, and he's just filling those empty spaces. I mean, and we know that Danny has to keep his business going, but we also know that making money hand over fist is not his goal.
Right. And yeah, absolutely. And that is, I mean, that's abundantly clear, because it's, I mean, I don't know if there's the Venn diagram of these arguments and the people who make these arguments, right? People who are, basically, well, I think I'm not sure if we may still have it, but let's hold off on this, because I think we have we have a couple of these posts to go through.
Okay.
So, let's take a look at the rest of these photos. Oh, we get some actual, some more clothing.
Yep, there was some discussion of the yukata. He says they wanted to see what she looked like in it, but that it's not quite right.
Yep, they are working on redoing and making a new pattern for the plus size dolls.
Mm-hmm. But I still think she looks really cute. And there was some discussion of that in terms of like it doesn't really like. She looks kind of shapeless or whatever, and I'm like, but it's not really a shapely look anyway.
Well, yeah, and I think that just sort of gets into the Japanese traditional clothing being designed for people who are not this shape. Japanese traditional clothing add shape to relatively or stereotypically, I guess I will say, smaller and thinner people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like it is, lots of blocky, big things,
square pieces and stuff like when you're making kimonos and yukata, you're working with rectangles most of the time.
And we also have. Let's see. Yes, the Britannia dress.
That looks really cute.
I feel like I would have liked to see. I mean, this is just design critique, I guess. I would have liked to see the pattern scaled down like a smidge to get a little bit more blue coming into the sides.
You do see a lot of the red in there, as opposed to, but I still think it's like. I think it's really cute. I like the fact that he went for something really sassy and bold like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was a great print.
I love the jeans. They look so good.
And back to. I mean, she is so pretty, and I don't know. It's really hard, especially when you get to like these, she just like, I don't know, like this to me is starting to become default doll body shape for them. Like they look so much more realistic and natural, because of the proportions, and because we're going from such disproportionately, like such very tall dolls, the adding the width to the waist and the hips and everything has really balanced out that height.
I like the arm and everything too. Like she's getting, she made slightly fuller arms and everything, and I really like it. Adding to that balance, it's very cute.
So we have, I'll just bring this up real quick. Naomi says, Japanese traditional clothing meant to make women look more boxy on purpose to build up the waistline and minimize the chest. Mm-hmm. And like I said, like those are things that when they're gonna have a different look on a pear-shaped girl.
Mm-hmm. The problem when you're as a pear-shaped person, the problem when you're doing things like this is you need more fabric to cover and create the same shape, but you want less fabric because there's body underneath.
Right.
right? So like you want to minimize the fabric so that you're actually getting a consistent shape, but you need the fabric as part of the pattern. So if you can't just, he's making adjustments, you can't just scale the pattern up.
Right.
You have to tweak here and there to actually make it flattering on the shape.
Yeah. All right. So those were the two. We haven't seen a T girl yet. But
not a face, right? We've seen the body, but not the face.
Correct. Yeah. A character. So we'll be looking forward to that. And in the meantime, I think it's a good time to ask you to maybe give this video a like. Hit that thumbs up and help this video spread to more and more people, and so that other people can stay in the know every single week.
And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe.
You can do that. All right. Thank you, Mirai. We got the thumbs up are going through. Thank you, guys. It's going to be a little bit shorter, I think, tonight. So I think we're going to take a second, take a few minutes, and dance.
We came to party all night long. Let's sing along to every song. We don't need nobody's attention, don't need nobody else in our
All right. First of all, thank you, W. Corden, for that super chat. I love there's a couple of really cool pictures that caught my eye this week. I specifically want to call out the one with the playing the video games.
Yes.
Specifically the hunch.
Yeah.
Just that little bit of hunch on the dolls. Just
good
totally,
posing. Very
totally
good posing.
Sold that.
Yep.
So we have a few more stories to get back to. We get a peek at the anime, which he's calling M2.
Mm-hmm.
We thought he had already been working on an M2, but apparently this is getting that moniker
Mm-hmm.
label. So the M2 sculpt is the Pear girl. He said it's not quite right yet.
She's got her mouth covered in this photo.
Yep.
But he says she looks like she just ate something really sour or bitter.
Yeah, I can see now as we zoom in, like the lips are almost puckered. They're a little pushed forward,
Mm-hmm.
and he said he's probably gonna flatten out of it.
It's giving me a little squirrel.
Yeah.
Like they should have some little buckness going on there.
So similar
or beaver.
Similar to the M1 in terms of that, a little bit smaller, a little bit, more detailed, I think, which will do well for subtlety. This I know she's not done, but this is definitely coming along really well.
Yep, and he did ask if there were any particular anime characters that we want to see as a Pear girl. Any characters in the lineup?
Yeah, so chat, what do you think? What anime girls do you want to see? How about you, Sandy?
I put some thought into this, and I was like, I'm not sure that there's any that really. I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe I'd like to see Moment. Like I couldn't think of.
I think Moment would be a very good one, actually. I'd like to see. I vote for all the named original girls, like the Mirai Millennium girls. I want Kanata, Mirai, Kizuna, Chitose, obviously.
Summertime Haruka would probably look very good on the Pear body.
Yeah, I mean Haruka in general. Would look fantastic, and they're a little bit shorter. It'll be interesting to see how dolls read next to each other, because anime kind of reads a little bit younger, and the Pear body is a little bit shorter. So who knows?
So we're seeing. I've seen Anna Lewis saying Prowess. Danielle Duval says Starlight. Of course, Laura Lee Creation says Pride.
Is Pride? Pride's not.
She probably means Prowess, because be. Pride is semi-real.
Right.
So.
Starlight would be very cute. You just want like really cute, big-eyed, I really want to see Mirai on it, and see what he does with a much larger eye. We also have another shot of a different doll on the same sculpt. Now, Sandy thinks this is Chi, and a lot of people have been yelling, chubby Chi. I think when both of these pictures came up.
It might not be, but it's definitely got the Chi vibe, like with the size of the mouth and everything like that, and the feeling in the eyes is very like multi-Chi.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she's very cute.
Magical Girl Kit Kat says anime fortitude in Pear. Let's go.
Oh yeah, because we haven't seen anime. We've seen the fortitude head, the regular. I think it's the regular one, the regular fortitude head on the Pear body, because he was carrying it around.
I gotta say, because I've never been a huge on fortitude. A chubby fortitude could convert me.
Yeah, the anime version.
Yes.
Yeah. That could be very cute.
So I wanted to compare. I pulled up, pictures of Chi. If this is her, it's definitely like, I don't think it is, but if it is, he's going loosely inspired by,
right,
in terms of like the makeup. So let's take a look. There is classic Chi. Now
completely different, like eyebrow and
it's
everything.
Definitely not classic.
Yeah.
Apparently I don't have
a multi-Chi.
I thought I got it. All right, well we'll find that real quick. Jose multiverse.
Still a different eyebrow. Has the same like lid marks.
Yes, he's got the little fork thing. This is more of a flat, it's got that has like 1.5 of these little whiskers. The big thing I noticed, the main thing that says to me it's not her is how many extra lashes there are.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's probably not her. She just gives that feeling. The other thing is if you look to his hand on the right over there.
Yeah, we've got a Monday.
That's Monday. Yeah.
Assumedly a chubby Monday. Because it's really weird because two different, different color head on the body, so it's like your brain, it's like they're two different things, but I mean, it's really hard to say. The eyebrows are very different, like I said. So and this sort of like you've got the extra smile here.
Go that way. Is that a regular smartdoll body?
I believe so.
I don't know. The torso just looks interesting. It's more defined or something. There's like...
I mean...
It's got abs.
Yeah, but they have...
I guess they do have a little bit.
I mean, it's not... They have abs.
I don't know. It just looked different to me.
I mean, I'm not sure why, like, a sort of prototype is there. But so, you've got, I'm not sure when these came up timeline-wise, whether this came up after the other one, but we'll see. Either way, it's making good progress, and really, I think what we're seeing is just experimentation, and trying out a couple of different, different things.
She just looks so cute.
All right. Yeah. Yes. Hello, Chi. So, again, Danny responded a few times this week to some of the criticism about what about the Pear doll and in general the what the focus on marginalized and underrepresented groups. It to the point where, and this is what we were talking about before. Somebody actually talked about and accused him of exploiting minorities for profit.
Right.
Which is, it's like, what gets me is like, you get people saying, you're doing this just for profit. And then other people saying, just take our money, do what we say. And Danny says, no, I don't want your money.
Right. And he gives so much away, too. Like, I mean, if you are somebody that, has had a mastectomy or has, like these other things and then, all the medical devices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You ask him for them and he sends them. It's like, I mean, I can't imagine that the profit margin is that high on these dolls when you get down to all of that.
Well, yeah, probably not. And, especially considering, with, certain dolls, a number of the dolls that he gives away for free for people, or the elements. It's a weird argument. And I think what happens is, again, people see something and then they just sort of carve out the little kind of, here's the we're going to ignore the context of everything else, and we're not going to understand anything else about this person, this business, or anything. And we're going to go, I'm judging you because I saw another tweet that said you're doing X, and that is by its nature,
And honestly, I think there's probably quite a lot, and I think I said this, we were chatting the other day in Discord, and I said it. I think there's a lot of virtue signaling going on in terms of this. I mean, because I have seen a lot of, like, I have seen response back from people who are underrepresented minorities who collect the dolls being like, shut up.
Yeah.
You know, like this is serving a purpose, you know, and I you know, and then like I'm wondering if a lot of these comments are like people who feel like they have to stand up for something, you know, and they're not really, it doesn't really impact them.
It's interesting also that, because generally, especially if it's on like Twitter or whatever, like he'll post it, which tells me a lot of this is also like people directly emailing him and saying this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, you're taking your time out of your day for this.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Daniel's like even says like, I could see how it can be misconstrued as exploitive, behavior. And I guess like, I can see how someone could be exploitive, in doing this, but it's that you have to have context for that. It is not, things aren't bad in isolation.
Mm-hmm.
You to judge the whether or not somebody is, you have to look at like, what are they doing with it, what is their history, what else are they doing,
consider the source, get all of the information before
as I will call her out just because of the periods. Magical Girl Kit Kat says, do your research.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost glad that I am just seeing this through the eyes of like Danny telling us about it. Like, if it just does not make any sense to me how anyone can reasonably look at this, at the situation and think that he's exploiting for this.
Yeah, no. I mean, and what these dolls mean. I mean, like I've got Hero standing here, and having her touched me more than I can possibly, that I could possibly have imagined at the time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think that these dolls are important. I think that they open people up. They do definitely serve a purpose. And
purpose or not, or I mean, I guess it's purpose, but like they have an impact.
Yeah. And he's already said these dolls, I mean, people bypass these dolls to buy the other ones. So like, it's not like he's making a fortune off of these dolls.
Yep. No, and there's the people, of course, who don't want him to be producing them at all.
Mm-hmm.
We also have another response to somebody who's basically like, I take, it hurts. It's like, why are you saying that my preferences and the things that I like are a hurtful or harmful stereotype? And it's this whole thing of, I really liken this sort of concept to the whole Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter. It's like, you asking for societal change or making societal change is met with somebody being personally, individually offended or feeling attacked by you asking for, broad, high-level things as if that is directed at them.
Right.
And it can't be. Like, it's the end. Like, we're no one's talking about what you buy. We're talking about what people make.
Right. I think that like, and you were talking about like the whole like these topics, this request for change makes people look inside themselves more, and sometimes they don't like what they see.
Yeah.
Or they just get defensive about what they see. Whether they like it or not, they get defensive because of what someone else has said. You know?
Yeah. Here's what I will say. On the Discord, there was, the Pear body has definitely opened up a lot of conversation. And
respectful for the most part.
Yeah. And thankfully, I think a lot of it was about people's personal feelings about the doll and like whether they want to get one or not. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, and what it would mean to them. And, you know, I don't think we didn't, it's not like we had anybody like that nurse, you know, who was like, you know, this shouldn't exist, you know, like that, like this is going to do harm to people directly because it's encouraging obesity. You know, it's about how does it make you feel inside?
Right.
Does having this doll, is it helpful? You didn't actually particularly think so at the beginning of all this.
No, when he first started looking at doing it, I was like, I recognized the importance of it. And I was
conceptually.
Right. And I appreciated the idea of this doll being in the world.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, I prefer the standard smart doll because I like the fantasy of it. I like to make clothes that I don't get to wear. I like to put them in clothes that I don't get to wear. You know, and not that I don't get to, but that I choose not to because of the way it feels or looks on me.
Right.
Right. Not that I can't.
With the way you feel in it, right?
Right. Yeah. Right. It has nothing to do with whether I think I should be allowed to or anybody should be allowed to. Just my own personal feelings of how I, you know, do I feel awkward? Do I feel like I look good? Whatever. And then when I started seeing the doll coming together, I was like, oh my God, she's beautiful. And wait, this is my chance to have a doll that is actually at least a current mini-me for me. And the idea of that representation was just like it was just great. Like I started to see it in a way that I didn't see it in the hypothetical concept, you know?
But, you know, what I was seeing expressed to some extent, and I'm sort of probably adding to it as well, you know, was this, like, there's the other side of, you know, I can look at, you know, you can look at a doll like this and it could make you feel bad about yourself. Mm-hmm. And you could go, I don't really want this because I don't want to be reminded of what I don't like about myself. And it's that point of view, and almost every person that was talking this way was also going, I swear I change my mind every other day. There's internal conflict. Mm-hmm. And I think that alone, the fact that people are thinking about this,
the conflict is great. I think it means that Danny's he's on the right path with this doll.
Yeah.
Because he's actually making people, I mean, and he's putting them side by side, the two different body types, and it's like, oh, they actually look really good together. These women are friends.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not exactly the same.
Yeah.
You know, and their characters, I mean, that body shape is represented in anime and stuff. You know,
well, and that's the funny thing is, it's like, you know, oh, you put them next to each other, and it makes the one, you know, one might say, and I'm sure people have said, like on Twitter or whatever, like, you know, the pear-shaped body looks so bad and so overweight in comparison to the other one, and the thing we have to remember is all those things that we like, the things that people say are projections.
Yep.
They're just the projections of how we see the world and how we see ourselves. And so what I said on in the Discord was like, I'm like, I love, you know, thank you for all of this. Like, this is great discussion. You know, like, I just don't, like, I don't want to see people saying she shouldn't exist. You know, by all means, what does it mean to you? Figure that out. You know, yep. And buy it or don't buy it. Like it or don't like it, but don't tell me that she's not good. you know, that she's not good for somebody, and that she's not, you know, just because she's not maybe good for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you, Danielle. Danielle says, that representation made your heart sing.
It did. It did. It really did. It was like I did not expect it. And I'm very moved by this doll, and I cannot wait to have one.
Yeah.
And I think you guys will be seeing her a lot.
Yeah.
And she already has a name.
Oh, wait.
We've been waiting for her.
Oh, yes.
Yes. She has a name that belongs to her, like, since the beginning, basically. Since the beginning of our smart doll journey.
I know it, but...
I bet some people could probably figure it out if they thought about it.
Yeah. Let's... was this it? Yeah. So I guess we'll leave you with Chi, a little squee to cleanse your palate. Let's see if anybody wants to add anything here. Shauna McLaughlin says, the Pear body is significant to many people and necessary. Will I get one for myself? No. Will I defend the right for anyone to have one? Hell yes.
Yep, absolutely.
Well
That's
said.
Yes.
Barbie Rich says, a doll with real curves and love handles is such a big deal.
Right.
And I gotta say, I think her love handles, the little, like, that little, where the two meet, the crease or whatever, that's my favorite part.
Yeah, it's adorable.
From a design perspective, like, I'm just like, that, it's very weird, you know, like, you don't, it helps, of course, that it's, like, you know, it's essentially a sculpture, right? Like, but yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be having those moments, like, you.
No, I think it's going to be huge. Yeah, the Barbie Witch said that when she
says, I think I know what the name.
You know, like when Barbie went curvy, it's not the same. It's not realistic. You know, Barbie Witch commented on the love handles and stuff like that, and it's like the pear-shaped, the curvy Barbie does not have that. She's just curvy.
Right.
So I think that's great.
Dee Dee says, the outfit your doll is wearing is one of my favorites. Probably would look good on the Pear doll as well.
Yeah, I've actually been considering our wardrobe and going, what is actually gonna fit? You know, like, this has an elastic waist, so it will probably go on the Pear body. This will go on the Pear body.
When we get a Pear doll, we're going to need to go through, like, all of the standard stuff and go, what still works?
Right.
You know?
And then what do we actually need?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, with everybody, like, either this video, maybe a live stream or whatever, but, like, just, like, all right, the skirts are obviously the first place you start. You know, what out of what you currently have will work? Right.
Going through all the standard CJ stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe some Elite Doll World, because everybody's got, like, you know, she's got classic pieces that everybody has.
Yeah, see how well, like, the dresses and how do they look, you know.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. Danielle says, did Danny say he'll put up some patterns?
Yes.
Yeah.
He said he is doing an expansive wardrobe collection that will be sold, and many of them, or most of them, going up as patterns as well.
Barbara says, I hope she gets, like, the absolute sexiest lingerie set ever with a marabou trimmed robe. We were talking about this earlier about about, like, the sort of the tendency or the niche of, like, smart doll photography that is very sexual, or you know, very, very, very sexy photos. And I may have to try and do a round and to do that, as, you know, just sort of push, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, because you would say, like, the person who commented on on Danny's post saying that they were worried about the harmful stares. This is somebody who is a fantastic photographer, takes beautiful photos of smartdoll, and most of them are more on the sexy side.
Yeah.
And no shame, no nothing. You know, go you. You're a very talented photographer. But we were talking about the fact that I can't wait to see some of this done with the Pear size girl.
Yeah.
And
Pear. So okay, then my question becomes, what character is the boudoir, shot girl?
Right.
It'd be weird if it was your mini-me. Just saying.
It could be
a little bit
well,
weird.
I mean, you could put a different wig on her and not like have
still
it.
Be a little bit weird.
But yeah, no. Would it be the cutesy one? Like,
no, that means we need a third.
Or another head.
Yes, but I need my vignette. I need my.
Right, you need somebody to be vignette, to be dauntless.
Yeah.
So Wolf back way in the back said that they thought that they had my Pear girl's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want them to guess or?
No, it's okay. Sandy said I think it was what were we talking about? When I'm looking at the word to discuss the names of the Pear body, alternative names of Pear body. Oh. And Lee just said, just this mental image now of Benedict taking boudoir shots of Beatrice.
Yeah, there's definitely we may have to get like multiple heads. Well, if we can even get heads, we may end up with, but we will probably want one of each, skin to, oh God, we're going to end up with like another collection. Help. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, well,
we're gonna have one of each three, but those aren't necessarily gonna fit the.
Well, we have 2 definite dates to set for the Discord. One of them is I still have to finish I have to rebuild the form for the Pin Pals swap.
Yeah.
But we also need to have a definite date set for our garage sale so we can whittle down our collection to welcome in some new Pear girls.
Yeah, we need to make room. Not enough room in the court. Yeah. So that's gonna happen.
Not enough carriages. We don't have enough carriages for the.
So normally we've been doing a Q&A and hangout after this in the Discord. We will not be doing that tonight, unfortunately. Right? Are you gonna?
Right. Yeah. No, I have collab work to do. I'm in the middle of some stuff and I need to spend some time.
And it's coming down to the wire for like when it needs to get done. So we are in crunch time. So we will see you next Monday. But
we do encourage you guys to go into the Discord and hang out and chat.
Yeah, talk about all the things. We should well no, because then they would never mind. I was gonna say they could hang out in voice chat during the live stream. But then no one would talk and chat.
Right. So that's all for us, everybody. We will see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.